Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is PointGod and we have another NBA 2K26 build review. This is my new point guard build. This is an ISO Savant build. A lot of my buddies say it's a Chris Paul build, it's a Jamal Murray build. This is just a point guard build. I don't know, I wanted to have fun when I made this build. I don't have the template. I don't feel like really remaking the template, so I'm just going to show you guys, the player card and what he can do. 93 driving layup, with the contact dunk. So this dude, when he's going inside, he's just a savant. This dude's just finishing with flair, with finesse. He's two-stepping, he's Euro-stepping. I'm doing 360 layups. The finishing on this build, guys, it really is pretty fun. I threw the 70 post control on it just so I can kind of do my Kobe fadeaways from the mid-range. I like having a pseudo post game as a guard just to open up, the bag a little bit more, to open up more ways to score on the court, especially in, ones games or threes games. The 94 mid-range is just so nasty. The 87 three ball with the cap breaker. This build has elite shooting, elite finishing. Really, enough said at that point. The 85 pass, 88 ball handle, the 86 speed with ball. This dude is an all-star caliber playmaker. This dude is I'm having 20 assist games. I average a double-double on this build in the rec. I average about 12 assists a game. I have a lot of fun throwing lobs and just kind of displaying my passing ability. Playing with guys who, everyone thinks they're him, right? Everyone is making all these meta builds with all the offensive capabilities. So being the guy who can kind of set those players up, I can get them the ball in their spots. I can have really high assist games on this build, and I also have the ability to go get it. I'm an ISO savant, so in the ones court, the twos court, and the threes court, just depending on your play style, this build can kind of do everything. Depending on how you feel like playing that day, kind of. The 85 perimeter defense, it's not the greatest, but it's enough, right? It's not a 65. The build, it's not like he has completely no defense. Generally, we do run with blocks, so I'll just kind of switch off the ball handler and just kind of guard off ball. Or if we run a zone, I'll, take bottom left usually, because I have good high IQ on defense. I'm a good help defender. I can take cuts away. I'm a good rotation. How I play defense, my rotations are really well. So, you can kind of hide this build on defense if you have to, but if you know what you're doing on defense, hands up defense, you can get bump animations. It's not the worst defender I've ever seen. He has good physicals, the 86 speed, the 89 agility, 75 strength. Like I said, he gets the contact dunks. So this point guard build, depending on the pilot, you can run 5 out. If you want to be Chris Paul, if you want to be Rondo and just run the show, and kind of take a back seat, you can do that too. This build really can just do everything, and that's why I like playing on this build. It's 6'2", with a 6'6" wingspan, 202 pounds. You can see the cap breaker screen. 94, 95, 96, 97. I could get a 98 layup if I wanted to. Obviously, I could up really anything I wanted to on this build. It's really up to the player. It's up to the pilot. It's up to the user. Take these builds as a template, and kind of make your own twist on it. But a guard with all this finishing, a 93 driving layup, he has the ability to shoot. He can play make. This is a really fun build to play on. The badges: shifty shooter, dimer, legend set shot with the takeover. I'll show you guys the animations. I really think everyone talks about pass styles in NBA 2K26. I think Ja Morant pass style and the Trae Young pass styles are very overlooked. They're very underrated. You know, I run the Trae Young pass style. The De'Aaron Fox spin jumper is really nice. I've been running it for a few years now. Let's check out the jump shot. You got the John Wall base, Kyrie Irving release 1, Beluga release 2, max release speed, and I'm on visual cue release 70-30 Kyrie. It's like I have builds with the higher 3-point rating, but I swear I shoot better. You know, just that 94 mid-range is just so OP on this game. The jumper is just butter. It's so smooth. But this is my other point guard build. I made one earlier at the beginning of the year in early access. The Damian Lillard, Russell Westbrook build. That's a really nice build too. It's on the channel. It's in this playlist. But yeah, this is NBA 2K26 build review, build breakdown, my new point guard build. This is PointGod. Thanks for checking out the channel.